This week we are in Dubai, but I do not want to talk about this week. I want to talk about last week. I sat down to edit the vlog this morning, and it seems that the microphone wasn't turned on for the first part of day one, so we have no introduction. So I thought I'd give us a little introduction here. Last week was kind of business as usual back in rainy UK. It's easy to say that when you're standing looking out your window across the desert. But yeah, it was a good week, a busy week. You'll see for yourself in a minute, but I just wanted to share this view as we transition back to the start of last week with the tallest building in the world, some more skyscrapers, some desert, and the sea, which we are going out sailing on this afternoon. But I must have had something go wrong at the start of last week, because as you will see in a second, we start off by saying on a more positive note, so whatever it was that was bad, it is forgotten, and I hope you enjoy this week's vlog. On a slightly more positive note, we are just doing a bit of a tour today with an investor who's up from London, just put an offer accepted on a mini-mo near us, so we're just doing him a bit of a tour today, starting off down in Macclesfield where we've picked him up, and by the looks of things, Electricity Northwest are here checking out the power supply in the cellar. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there. Victoria's upstairs giving a bit of a tour, and the guy from Electricity Northwest has been and gone flying visit. He came, basically condemned the whole lot, said it needs replaced, so it'll be a couple of days, they'll come back out, install a full new supply, and then our electricians who are also here today doing their first fix will be able to get everything connected up to the new supply. So it'll be, well, not as good as new, it will be new by the end of things. So this is the one that we are buying, just had an offer accepted on it, and our man from London is up just having a quick look around, seems pretty happy with it. It's just going to be a little mini little 4-bed, so quite excited to get on with this one. Today is another admin-y office type day where I'm spending most of my time focused on IPI, so getting podcasts edited and ready for release, editing videos that we've recorded, and writing articles for the site. But one thing I need to do that's specific to one of our property projects is get the kitchen plans finalized for Chestergate, our project down in Macclesfield. So step one, I'm going to head down there and get the kitchen space measured up. Step two, we'll spend a little bit of time getting a high level layout together where we want specific things to go, and then step three, we'll send it across to Magnet, who we use for most of our kitchens, who'll do the actual kind of CAD drawings for it, make sure everything fits as we want it to, and then send us across the finalized drawings and also some visualizations for how that's going to look. Probably not going to get it in this side of Christmas, but if we get it planned now, we should be able to get it installed first thing in January. Okay, here we are again. So we've got plumbers, electricians, and fire alarm guys on site today, but obviously what I'm interested in is the kitchen, which is right behind me here. So the front door is going to have a sort of lobby area, just enough to give us a secondary door, a bit of sort of heat insulation and privacy from the street, and then we're going to have a horseshoe of units running around in front of those windows, along this wall and along this new stud wall, with a kind of breakfast bar return coming out from here, around here, along the side of the lobby with a couple of stools on it. So pretty simple. We'll get these 3-4 walls measured up and then go and start to put the plans together. Okay, now that I've got my sizes, it's time to very roughly sketch out where the main things that I'm interested in having in the kitchen go. And then once I've done that, we can send it across to the kitchen design team. Now, whilst you're doing this, it's very handy to have something like this. This is the Magnet kitchen brochure. You get one from Howdens or Wix or wherever you want to get your kitchen from. But inside it, they've usually got something, if you can see this, let me focus on that, that tells you what the different sizes of all the wall units are. Base units, larder cupboards, sink units, drawers, cupboards, all that sort of stuff. Here are my sizes, very rough. But what I've done, get rid of that, is translated it to a bit of paper that looks something like this. And what this is all the measurements to scale with little markers, tallies, increments at the 10 centimeter mark, so it's very easy to mark on my cabinets wherever I want them to go. So starting this wall down the bottom, it is 2.1 meters. So there's 21 little tallies there, and then on this side it is 4.2 meters, and then up here it's 2.3 meters, and then we also want to come down here somewhere with a sort of like island with like a couple of stools, or maybe the stools will be on this side, I don't know, something like that. What I've also done is in the corners I have marked on where 600 mil out from each corner is, because that's roughly where a cabinet comes out to, and that's where my corners need to be considered for corner cabinets versus just a straight run. A couple of things that I really want to make sure we've got, because we've got kind of limited space here. It's not the biggest kitchen in the world, it's not tiny, but it's, you know, it could be bigger. We've decided that we are going to put in stacked ovens in a kind of full height larder cupboard. 600 mil wide, so what I would do, and we're going to put that down here, which is by the door through to the utility space. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I've kind of already marked this on, so that is going to be a 600 mil full height double appliance. Okay. The other thing we want is the hob and the extractor on the center of this wall. So this one's 4.2, so I marked down 2.1 from either side, and we've got our center line here. Now, this is where it's worth also checking the HMO regs for your area. Probably more detail I need to go into in this, but for the area that we're looking to do this in, up to 5 tenants is one kind of kitchen suite, and then 6 or more it's a second kitchen suite, up to I think 9 tenants, and then 10 or more it's another suite. So because we're at 6 versus 9, it doesn't mean we need a full extra suite. We can get away with some compromises. So instead of putting in a 4-burner hob, we're going to put in a 6-burner hob. That is about 800 mil wide, but I'm going to give myself 1,000 as a space there, and then we can start our wall cabinets without any risk of catching fire. So we'll do that from the center point. We'll have a big extractor, kind of 800 wide or 900 wide extractor, plus our 800 or 900 wide hob. So from each side we'll go out 500, and then that'll be 1,000 width in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this space is going to be 1,000 mil 6 burner hob and extractor. Very interesting to watch this, I'm sure. And then up on this wall, which is where the window is going to be, we want the sink going in there. So again, we've got our corner here. You don't really want to use that space. The draining rack could overhang that a little bit, but realistically we probably need our sink coming out somewhere on here. Now I don't really mind where it goes on this side, so let me just put a note that I'm going to put sink on this wall somewhere, and then they can figure out the best place for it, whether they want to adjust those cabinets around at all. Now that's the main 3 elements. The fridges are actually going to be elsewhere in this room, so I don't need to worry about fitting them in. We might need to put a dishwasher in, like I say, because we're at 6 people. If we don't get away with a 1.5 bowl sink, we'll have to go for a sink and a dishwasher. So that can maybe come up on this wall somewhere as well. But then if we come back down to this wall, just to finish off anything that we want to add in, we've got, I think, 900 there before we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 900 there. I think we'll probably go for another full height larder here, but rather than going 600 again and then just a small 300, we'll do a 500 full height larder. Oh, camera's falling over. Let me just sort this out. There we go. And then this is a 400 base. No wall unit above it, because when we get here, we will do, what have we got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we've got 6 tenants. We want them each to have equal space. I think a 500 wide wall cabinet is big enough for each of them. So what we can do is, if we go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do 500 base and wall, 500 base and wall. You get the idea. So we'll do 3 there, and then we'll do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us a little bit of space in the corners for our corner units. Because what we'll probably do on the base is do like a 500 base and then a 1000 base with a 500 door on it, which should be fine. And then they can do whatever they want up on this wall. We'll just put a post here. We might put 1 cabinet coming out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might put another cabinet that sort of comes down like 500. I don't know, whatever. Actually, we won't need to know, because no, we could do, I suppose, and then it'd open under the counter. I don't know, I'm just thinking this through as we go, and then have enough space for 2 stools there, something like that. So that's basically it. Very rough, but it shows where we want the sink, where we want the hob, where we want the cookers, some ideas for base units and cabinet spaces, and then I'll send that across to our man at Magnet and see what he comes back with. I think subconsciously one of the reasons I started the podcast was so that I could sit at home warm all day. But today's not one of those days. It's freezing cold. I'm just waiting for the car to defrost as I'm heading across to Warrington to meet an acoustic survey team who need to do some stuff over the course of the weekend, so they're going to get all their equipment set up now. Well, that's £1,000 I would rather not have had to spend, but it was a requirement of the planning application, the decision notice, that we get one of these acoustic surveys done. And I guess it just goes to show it's worth keeping in mind as you move up to these bigger projects. There seems to be more and more things that you need to pay for in terms of surveys, assessments, reports, so they are going to be more expensive than doing your bog standard resi to HMO or flip or buy to let, whatever else. Commercial projects, new build developments, it's an expensive game. So that was our week. I don't know why it feels kind of disjointed. I guess maybe that was a sign that a holiday is long overdue, and although technically Dubai isn't a holiday, we do have some time to enjoy ourselves. So we'll wrap up this vlog, or last week's vlog, now, and we'll go have some fun. And yeah, if you check in on YouTube next week, you might get to see a bit behind the scenes of what we've been up to here and the reason why we have been in Dubai as well. But I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, like this video, subscribe below, it really helps us out. I appreciate it massively, and I'll catch up with you soon.